So uh, it was nice for me.
Okay, everyone, thank you.
For just 80 unforgettable minutes, the tennis world stopped and watched something that felt far bigger than a simple doubles match. Fans arrived at the Bad Homburg Open expecting another entertaining day of grass-court tennis before Wimbledon. What they didn't expect was to witness one of the most emotional and symbolic partnerships the sport has seen in years. On one side of the court stood a rising 21-year-old star carrying the hopes of an entire nation. On the other stood one of the greatest champions tennis has ever produced. When Alex Eala and Venus Williams walked onto the court together, the atmosphere instantly changed. The crowd rose to its feet. Phones lifted into the air. Cameras followed every movement, because everyone understood they were witnessing something special. This wasn't just another doubles pairing created for convenience. This was history meeting the future. For Alex Eala, this tournament represented another important step in what is rapidly becoming one of the most inspiring rises in women's tennis. For Venus Williams, it represented another chapter in a legendary career that has already changed the sport forever. And for fans watching around the world, it felt almost surreal seeing the two players standing side by side. One player grew up watching the other dominate Wimbledon. Now they were partners. That alone made this story unforgettable before a single ball had even been hit. But what happened over the next few days made the partnership even more emotional than anyone expected. Because despite the excitement, despite the headlines, and despite the overwhelming support from fans, everyone secretly knew this partnership probably wouldn't last long. It was temporary. A short grass-court collaboration before Wimbledon. A brief moment in time. Yet somehow, that made it even more meaningful. The final scoreboard would eventually show a straight sets quarter-final defeat, but the score itself never truly mattered. Years from now, very few people will remember the exact numbers from that match. What they will remember is the image of Alex Eala sharing the court with Venus Williams. They will remember the emotions, the symbolism, and the feeling that, for one special week, tennis gave fans something genuinely beautiful. To understand why this partnership captured so much attention around the world, you first need to understand who Alex Eala has become. Because Alex is no longer simply a promising young player with potential. She is becoming a genuine force in women's tennis. Over the last several months, her growth has been impossible to ignore. Match after match, tournament after tournament, Alex has shown signs that she belongs among the sport's elite players. Her confidence has grown stronger. Her movement has become sharper. Her mentality has matured dramatically. And nowhere has that improvement been more visible than during the grass court season. Earlier in June, Alex captured the WTA 125 title in Birmingham, delivering one of the most important victories of her young career. It wasn't just the trophy that impressed people. It was the way she won. Calm under pressure. Fearless during key moments. Playing with the composure of someone far more experienced than her age suggested. That title suddenly changed the conversation surrounding her career. People were no longer asking whether Alex Eala had potential. Now, they were asking how far she could go. Then came Berlin. And that's where things became truly serious. At the Berlin Open, Alex produced the kind of breakthrough performance that forces the tennis world to pay attention. She defeated established stars. She handled pressure brilliantly. And perhaps most importantly, she proved her Birmingham success was not a lucky week or a temporary hot streak. This was real. One of the biggest moments of that run came with her statement victory over Alina Svitolina. That match sent a powerful message throughout the sport. Alex Eala was no longer simply a talented prospect from the Philippines. She was now becoming a dangerous opponent capable of defeating some of the biggest names in women's tennis. By the time she arrived in Bad Homburg, she carried an incredible 9-2 record on grass courts. Confidence surrounded her. Momentum surrounded her. And expectations were growing larger with every tournament. But perhaps the biggest milestone of all was still waiting ahead. Alex was preparing to arrive at Wimbledon as a seeded player. That achievement alone represented history. No Filipino player had ever earned a seeded position in the singles draw of a Grand Slam tournament before. Think about the weight of that moment. Think about what it means for a country that has never had a tennis player reach this level on the sport's biggest stage. Every match Alex plays now carries national significance. Millions of fans follow her journey. Millions celebrate her victories. Millions see themselves represented every time she walks onto a major court. And through all of that pressure, Alex has continued rising. That's one reason this partnership with Venus Williams felt so emotional. Because Venus wasn't just another player. She was one of the athletes who helped inspire dreams like Alex's in the first place. Long before Alex Eala picked up a tennis racket, Venus Williams was already transforming the sport forever. She wasn't simply winning matches. She was changing history. Venus became one of the most influential figures women's tennis has ever seen. A former world number one, a 5-time Wimbledon singles champion, an Olympic gold medalist, a player whose impact extended far beyond trophies and rankings. Together with her sister Serena Williams, Venus helped redefine women's tennis for an entirely new generation. They brought power, athleticism, confidence, and global attention to the sport in ways never seen before. And for young players growing up around the world, they became symbols of possibility. Alex Eala was one of those young players. That's why her reaction to partnering with Venus felt so genuine. There was no fake excitement, no rehearsed answers, no generic compliments. You could hear the admiration in every word she spoke. Alex described Venus as a trailblazer who changed women's sports forever. And honestly, that description still feels too small for what Venus accomplished during her career. Because Venus didn't just inspire champions. She inspired belief. She made young athletes from countries without major tennis traditions believe they belonged on the biggest stages too. Now, years later, one of those young dreamers was suddenly standing beside her as a teammate. That emotional connection is what made this partnership feel different from ordinary doubles pairings. This wasn't about ranking points. This wasn't about building a long-term doubles team. This was about inspiration crossing generations. The first time Alex and Venus walked onto the practice courts together, fans immediately noticed the chemistry between them. There was laughter, communication, mutual respect. Despite the age difference and vastly different career stages, they seemed comfortable together almost instantly. And when the tournament matches finally began, that chemistry surprised nearly everyone watching. Instead of looking awkward or disconnected like many temporary doubles pairings, Alex and Venus actually looked dangerous. Their styles complemented each other beautifully. Venus brought veteran experience, calmness, and elite net play. Alex brought speed, youthful energy, and aggressive baseline shot-making. Together, they looked balanced, sharp, connected. During their opening match, they exploded to an early 4-0 lead that immediately electrified the crowd. Fans inside the stadium started believing. Social media erupted. Suddenly, people were imagining something magical. Could this unexpected duo actually make a deep run together? Could the legend and the rising star produce one of the feel-good stories of the summer? And for one unforgettable evening, it truly felt possible. Venus looked refreshed and confident. Alex looked fearless beside her idol. The partnership clicked far faster than anyone expected. When Venus served out the victory, the crowd erupted with excitement. It felt like tennis had discovered a story nobody knew they needed. That's why the quarterfinal defeat felt surprisingly emotional. Not because fans expected them to win the tournament, but because people had become attached to what the partnership represented. Hope, respect, legacy, the passing of knowledge from one generation to another. Unfortunately for Alex and Venus, the team standing across the net in the quarterfinals was one of the strongest doubles pairings on grass courts. Teresa Mihalikova and Olivia Nichols were not temporary partners experimenting during Wimbledon season. They were experienced doubles specialists with months of chemistry already developed. They understood each other instinctively. Every movement was synchronized. Every decision came naturally. That kind of understanding simply cannot be built overnight, no matter how talented the individual players are. And early in the match, Alex and Venus actually looked competitive. They held serve confidently. They attacked aggressively. At one stage, they even grabbed a 3-2 lead in the opening set. The crowd could sense another close battle developing. But then the momentum suddenly shifted. Mihalikova and Nichols raised their level dramatically. Their returning became sharper. Their positioning improved. And every small opportunity was immediately punished. Within moments, the entire match changed direction. Alex and Venus lost 6 consecutive games. The experienced doubles specialists completely took control. And just like that, the dream run was slipping away. Still, even during defeat, the crowd remained fully invested emotionally. Because by that point, the story had already become larger than the result itself. Fans weren't simply cheering for points anymore. They were cheering for the connection between generations. They were cheering for the symbolism of the partnership. And they were cheering for Alex Eala's incredible journey. The statistics after the match revealed exactly how narrow the margins had been. Alex and Venus created multiple breakpoint opportunities, but struggled to convert them. Meanwhile, Mihalikova and Nichols were ruthless during critical moments. That's often the difference in doubles tennis. Not power, not fame, not even talent sometimes. Execution, timing,
Chemistry.
and that's where the experienced team ultimately separated themselves. But what happened after the match may have been even more meaningful than the tennis itself. There was no arrogance from the winning team, no disrespect, no excessive celebration. Instead, Mihalikova openly admitted how special it felt to compete against Venus Williams. She described it as a once-in-a-lifetime experience. And that reaction perfectly captured the atmosphere surrounding the entire tournament. Everyone understood this partnership mattered. Even their opponents understood it. Because opportunities to share the court with legends like Venus Williams are incredibly rare, especially for younger players still building their careers. That respect from fellow professionals only made the story more emotional. As the tournament ended, reality slowly returned. The partnership between Alex and Venus had always been temporary. Everyone knew it. Still, fans couldn't help wishing for more. More matches, more moments, more memories. But perhaps that's exactly why the story became so powerful. Because it was brief. Because it was unexpected. And because sports sometimes create moments that feel almost too perfect to last. For Alex Eala, the experience could become one of the defining memories of her career. Not because of the result, but because she experienced firsthand what greatness looks like. The professionalism, the calmness, the championship mentality, the aura of a true legend. Those lessons stay with players forever. And now Alex turns her attention toward the biggest stage in tennis, Wimbledon, the tournament where Venus Williams built much of her legendary legacy. The same courts where Alex now hopes to continue making history for the Philippines. It almost feels poetic. The young star learning beside a champion before stepping onto the sport's grandest stage herself. And perhaps that is the true meaning behind this entire story. This was never really about a quarterfinal defeat in Germany. It was about inspiration. It was about dreams. It was about one generation helping shape the next. And for one unforgettable week, tennis fans around the world had the privilege of witnessing it happen in real time. Welcome to Tennis Playhouse, where the biggest stories in tennis come to life.